All right, today we're going to get into the science of the human voice. And it turns out there's a pretty mind-blowing secret hiding in literally every sound we make.
I mean, really think about it. How in the world can one person, an opera singer, just stand on a stage and fill a massive hall with their voice? No amp, no speakers. It feels like magic, but I promise you, it's pure physics. And then, there's the flip side. We've all been there, right? You're in the middle of a big presentation or just telling a funny story, and suddenly your voice just leaps into another dimension. It's awkward, for sure, but it's also a huge scientific clue.
So these two things, the incredible power and the embarrassing crack, they were actually mysteries for a really long time. And the answers, well, they forced a total rewrite of how we thought our voices even worked. It's like discovering a whole new operating system we never knew we had.
Okay, so to really get why this new discovery is such a big deal, we first have to look at the old way of thinking, the classic theory that was the foundation for everything for decades.
For more than 30 years, this was pretty much the gospel of speech science. It's called the linear source filter theory. And it was great. It was simple, it was elegant, and honestly, it explained a lot.
The whole idea was a simple two-step assembly line. First, the source, that's your vocal folds or vocal cords, they create a basic buzzing sound. Then, that buzz travels up to the filter, which is just your throat and mouth, and it gets shaped into words and notes. The really key thing here? Everyone thought these two parts were totally separate. One makes the buzz, the other styles it. End of story.
But the more scientists looked, the more they found things this simple model just couldn't handle. The theory itself started to show some cracks.
And that's always where science gets really fun, isn't it? It's not about what a theory can explain, but what it can't. That's where the next big breakthrough is hiding.
So, what were these problems? Well, for one, that crazy power of a trained singer, the model just couldn't mathematically account for that much energy. It also had no way of predicting those sudden, chaotic voice cracks. And get this, the model was always way more accurate for men's voices than for women's or children's. Clearly, a big piece of the puzzle was missing.
And this is where our plot twist comes in. A totally new idea that says the source and the filter aren't just neighbors who never talk. No, they're in a deep, constant conversation with each other.
I mean, look how simple this seems. Old theory, they're independent. New theory, they're interdependent. It's just one word, but the difference is massive. It means the filter doesn't just passively shape the sound, it's actively talking back to the source, changing how it behaves in real time. It's a feedback loop.
Now, to get how this feedback loop works, we just need two quick ideas. First is glottal impedance. That's just a fancy way of saying how much resistance the air from your lungs feels as it squeezes through your vocal folds to make that first buzz.
The second idea is vocal tract impedance. And that's the other side of the coin. It's the amount of acoustic pushback the sound waves get as they travel out through the space in your throat and mouth.
And here it is. This is the secret, the magic, the power. It all happens when a singer learns to shape their throat and mouth just right so that the pushback from the filter matches the resistance at the source. When those two forces align, bam, you get this incredibly powerful and efficient feedback loop.
So now that we have this idea of a feedback loop, let's go back to those old mysteries and see how this new theory just solves them all, one by one.
Okay, first up, that amazing, rich, complex sound in a powerful voice. Where's that actually coming from? The old model just said, the vocal folds did it.
But this new theory shows us something incredible. The filter, the vocal tract, is an active partner. The acoustic pressure bouncing back actually helps create brand new frequencies that weren't there in the original buzz. It literally pushes back on the airflow at just the right instant to add more energy. In fact, you can create a really rich sound without your vocal folds even having to slam together. It's amazing. All right, on to mystery number 2, the one we all know and love, the dreaded voice crack. It feels so random when it happens, but it's not. It's just physics doing its thing.
So here's what's happening. As you raise your pitch, the harmonics in the sound go up too. If one of those harmonics happens to hit a super sensitive resonant spot in your vocal tract, it's like hitting a weird frequency with a guitar amp. The feedback suddenly goes haywire. That sudden change in pressure completely throws off your vocal folds, they can't hold the note steady, and boop, your voice jumps to a totally different pitch. That's your voice crack.
And finally, the biggest mystery of them all, the frankly unbelievable power and efficiency of a world-class singer. This new theory calls what they achieve the double advantage.
Just look at these numbers, they're wild. When a singer really locks in that source filter feedback loop, the amount of sound power they put out can increase by a factor of 10. And at the exact same time, their vocal efficiency, basically how good they are at turning air into sound, can double. And the craziest part? This all happens with the exact same amount of air pressure from the lungs. It's not about singing harder, it's about singing smarter. They're getting the physics to do the heavy lifting for them.
So you see, this isn't just some abstract science stuck in a lab. This new understanding actually explains the real-world techniques that the best singers and speech therapists have been using for centuries, even if they didn't know exactly why they worked.
It's like the research says here. This new theory finally gives us a scientific reason for why certain techniques work. Things that singing teachers have passed down for generations. Things that made no sense under the old model, now we can see the brilliant physics behind them.
So the next time you hear an amazing singer, or heck, even the next time your own voice cracks, you'll know what you're actually hearing. It's this beautiful, complex, dynamic dance of physics happening in real time. It really makes you wonder, right? If something as simple as a hum is this complex, what other everyday things are out there just waiting for us to see the secrets hiding in plain sight?